Hello folks, it's Luce and this is neweconomies.com. We're here at the beautiful NASDAQ Times Square studio. We're here with Alice Klitkova. Good morning, Alice.
Good morning, Luce. Thank you. We have two special guests today that came from all the way Austria, and they have some exciting things to share with us today and some things to show us as well. We have Jörg, Molt, and Angelika, and they're here from Satoshi School. And Jörg was one of the co-founders of Bitcoin, and I'll actually have him share his story.
Yeah, hi, welcome.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Nice
That's
necklace.
Right. Yeah, thank you. This is unique, so you remember always you have the original in front of you.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you can remark me.
Wear your stamp.
So
Yeah.
the Bitcoin founder, co-founder,
Yeah.
what's that?
What's that? So many people today talk about Satoshi Nakamoto as a founder or something like this, but also we know like a vehicle, like a car, nothing was coming up from outer space and falling down, right? So
Absolutely.
Bitcoin is a combination of technologies who were founded from 1994, like DigiCash, until now. So I was in the space when DigiCash was there, I was in the space when Mcash and all the projects were there, and I worked with those guys and talking about concepts behind and something like this. I can do the coding stuff. Today, better coder than me, okay? But you always need a project, someone who is explaining the coder what the team means.
Absolutely.
And who is watching that it's going in the right way, have some ideas behind if we stuck or something like that. That's what I'm doing. I'm coming from the hacker scene. I can hack every code and something like this, so it was a challenge for me to join my opinions there and make the opportunities with the guys, yeah? But even I can hack the system all the time. So Satoshi Nakamoto was the guy coming in and was saying, okay, I find a puzzle and let's do it. And Gavin Andresen was doing it with Satoshi Nakamoto in a way what we see 10 years unhackable of Bitcoin. And that's to be a co-founder. But today, my thing, we see more investors than the philosophy behind Bitcoin. And that's why I'm going out, branding me as the co-founder and saying to the people, okay, now it's time to talk about what is behind the idea. We know how the technology is written in books and everything, yeah, but many people don't know why Bitcoin was necessary and still more necessary than before.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why is it necessary to become a world currency?
Okay, I think our world is changing in a fast way. We have seen 2008 and the people forgot about 2008, and we see in Europe all the problems now in the economy and something like this, and people need an asset. If the show is blowing up, we need something we can go for security.
Yes.
So even if you put a Bitcoin into a paper, you haven't got the security because the paper is blowing up, right? So Bitcoin was meant to be having a safe haven. For example, we're going for all this digital. Our ideas, for example, you see like the messenger service was going Telegram to store your idea. But what happens if someone like me is hacking Telegram and get out your idea? Otherwise, what is if a company stops you from accessing your idea? So this is coming to blockchain technology today, and I think we must come in an ethical way that we decide who we show our ID, that we decide who can read our healthy card or something like this.
Yes.
It should be in my hands, not in a third-party hand, because even when it comes to third parties, we had problems.
Yes. Yes, and there's been issues this year, big ones around privacy, around massive disclosure information that people didn't know, they weren't aware of the level of exposure that they were actually getting into by just signing into social networks, and that data hasn't been protected, and it is very important that we keep it. But it is also more important that we, using the same technology, can not only talk about the privacy of information, but also about a worldwide unified way of preserving value and interchanging value. And you're sort of at the crossroads of all of those together. So you said about Satoshi School.
Yeah.
Why is the need for Satoshi School right now?
Yeah, Angelika?
Yes, because I think people want to know how to get into Bitcoin. They read it every day and they hear about Bitcoin, but they don't really have the knowledge about it.
Right.
So this is what Satoshi School does, and this is what excites me so much about it, because we really bring the knowledge to the people, the real knowledge about Bitcoin and the technique, the technology behind it, and of course the philosophy also.
Yes.
So why don't you tell the guests what you two are both holding?
Oh yes, here.
So
This is
why this is important? Why it is representative?
Yeah.
You want to answer this?
This is our Bitcoin sparkling wine, and I think today Bitcoin is a boring scene, you know? All the guys with the ICOs coming in, they haven't got anything, but they have cool stuff, you know? They have giveaways or something like this, and no one is, there is no face of Bitcoin, you know?
Yeah.
They're not little M&Ms like jumping around a Bitcoin or so, yeah?
Yes.
And for me, it is more to make a mass adoption, to make the people understand that it's not abstract. It's here, we can take it, we can collect it, and now we can drink it.
Yeah.
We have a nice day, everything was good, we go with a Bitcoin.
Right. And I have here something very interesting, that it's a physical representation of how Bitcoin can be stored.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Many people, you know, in the whole crypto area, we have something like a PIN number for our bank account. So in this area, it's called private key. And many people are concerned that they lose their private key and someone can access your money, like you
Yes.
lose your PIN number for your bank account. This is a so-called cold storage. The private key is printed here under the seal. So I can top up it. I can top up this coin with real currencies. And if the seal is broken, I know you have access to the coins on this storage. So I can give it away. So I can top it up. I have done it for her birthday with 1 Bitcoin, and I just give it to her. She doesn't have any knowledge behind what a wallet is or something like this.
Yes. And
But
it doesn't matter. She just knows
doesn't
its
matter.
value.
Yeah,
Yes.
she knows its value. I give it away. So and then one day she comes to me, show me how to get in. But it's the easiest way to get people into this space, because you know it's hard to them to understand for older people what is a wallet or something like this, and then they are not interested.
Yes.
But if they have something on it and they say, wow, it looks good, I can grab it, yeah?
Yeah.
They will be more interested. Or we can brand it with your logo for everything. We can do also a Bitcoin on it. We can do a NASDAQ coin or something like this. We can brand it everywhere we want. We can give it away. We can make collectibles. Yeah, so if
That's
a collection
cool. That's
series
important.
about it. We can do 1 Bitcoin here on, we can half Bitcoin on the next, and we can swap if we do business. So we can do it totally offline if we want to.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
So this is making Bitcoins.
And tell us
temporary.
about the warranty on the coin, and of course the Bitcoin generation, how nerds made the world a better place. So tell
Yeah.
us.
There is a warranty on it. It's optional. So, for example, you have some funds on it. It's a problem, you lose it. Or more in the way someone steals this coin, he has access to all your coins, like your PIN number at the bank,
Yes.
you can access your bank account, right? So we offer optionally, that's different to storages. It comes soon that we offer an insurance behind. So you can top up an insurance until to $25,000. So
And will protect the content.
protect the content in it, yeah,
Absolutely.
because you swap it and something like this, and then you are protected in a little way for a little amount. It is optional, and that's what's going for 5 years.
Yes, and just before you talk about the book, this is so important, because this is very nice, and this part is what we're all used to. But on the other side, we have the QR code, and behind it, only if you break the QR code, you'll be able to show the private key. And this basically means, as you said, that it's fire and flood resistant, laser engraved. But if someone wants to send you money for some savings up to that amount that's even insured, they just read the QR code they send you. And now this, for people that aren't very into the security of Bitcoin, you just store it here and you put it away, maybe in a safety deposit box. And as long as they don't access your safety deposit box and break the key, it's inaccessible. So it's just storing gold.
I have
That's
another
it.
question. Tell us about the future of Bitcoin, and perhaps you mentioned
Yeah.
it in your book. I have yet to read
Yeah.
it.
The future of Bitcoin, you see, we have altcoins, we have blockchains technology in today, but we don't see any use cases live. We talk about that something is happening and something will come, and we put all the money in to make it in real life. But today, if we're talking about blockchain, is something we put some databases with the people, and then we call it a ledger. This is easy to set up. It's the old economy calling in a new way.
Yes.
But this is not this disruptive about it. Disruptive means, and that's the future of Bitcoin, is that we rethink about how we use our money, and we rethink that money in the hand of people is nothing government has to be afraid of, because Bitcoins are limited. If the bad guy is sending all the Bitcoins into his money all into Bitcoins, he's in a limited system, and he raises money for the poor. If you have even $10, for example, you're sitting in Argentina, They don't care for bread if it is a split of a Bitcoin, if it is $5 or $1,000, yeah? But he raises value, and then he goes for a shop and raises value, and the shop has to pay taxes. So we rise with an economy who was unbanked before, we raise value, and we keep up all our business.
Yes.
And the bad guy is in here, and then it's gone. There are no more Bitcoins in there. His money is locked in there. He can use it, he can trade it or something like this, but he can't make more effort about it. And
Absolutely.
he helps the people, and that's a misunderstanding when I talk to governments. I'm invited because we are the only school in the world. And so we talk also to governments. And it comes when I talk to the guys in Japanese, what about introducing Bitcoin? They have all the concerns we have today when we talk about, right?
Yes.
But now you see Japan is in there, and
Yes.
it works. Freedom needs regulation, of course. We need taxes for our insurance and something like this. But we should come back to the point where insurance is a commonwealth, not an investor wealth.
Absolutely.
So this is what I think that Bitcoin is going to.
We are very into embracing government, particularly myself, all the time trying to embrace governments into this space. And it is very important to get their support worldwide, because I think that the only way of getting those 2 billion people that are out of the financial system, inside the financial system, starts with us.
Yes.
But if we get those governments support, even if it's small support, so that they can give us worldwide a small door for which to start doing things, then is when the real change comes to. So we have the technology, we have the ideology, and we are willing to do it. But we need this support. And the idea of programs like this is exactly that. It's creating the awareness that this is not only a fast, quick way of making money, as a lot of people think about it. It is not just a revolutionary technology. It is a change that humanity can actually go through, that it will evolve. And as you said very well off camera yesterday, it will embrace all those 2 billion people into the system, and that will make everyone better.
Yeah, we have to understand that Bitcoin is a part of a society. We have two different point of views today. We have the central banks talking into the government, oh, we lose our jobs. It's okay, a central bank in a controlled world by computers is not necessary. Okay, I agree. Yeah, but it's not something to be afraid. It's make it more in a different position in the future, right? And on the other hand, we have the Bitcoin enthusiasts. They even don't understand Bitcoin. They say to government, we will close you. So, and the government now should find some regulations about, even don't know what it is.
Yes.
So this is the problem we have today. And then governments always in these times, we saw it in the stock market before, we saw it in the 40s, and every time they overprotect us. So, and this is lack of discussion, lack of knowledge. And with this book, for example, I will give the people a shot. This you can read in a station, you can read in a underground. It's very small, but it should give you a shot why Bitcoin is there, what's the technology, and make it more feelable for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're definitely looking forward to reading it and learning more about your many projects. And the one thing I just last minute thought about is you've been in the industry, the blockchain industry, for 25 years.
Yes.
And so the final question would be, like, what excites you most about the evolution of change for this industry?
The first time in life we can making a real change, which is not only a part, or you need deep knowledge to make a change.
Yes.
Everyone can be in if he is willing to get the knowledge. So, and this is a huge impact on the human being in a society which was always controlled by third parties. Now we are in a self-responsibility. And for me, it's always the same. I'm sitting here with Angelika. We never meant to sit at the NASDAQ someday, you know? We're meeting all the cool girls and boys having these ideas about, and even if they sell it now because it's the manner to run for money now, yeah?
Yes.
In the former times, and that were the guys who make the change. And in the future, these guys with these ideas will make a change again when the show is gone.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I see for the future, and that's why I'm here and we're talking to the people. That's the best about it.
Yes.
We have something new to talk about.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the trainers at Satoshi School.
Yes, sure. So first they get a deep knowledge training from Jörg himself. So he trains the trainers, and he certificates them also. So they need to be certificated Satoshi School trainers in order to do the lessons and the courses.
So sometime with Jörg, it's already very interesting. So get his insight and his, yes.
Yes, 5
Everyone
days,
should
7
do it.
days
Everyone
with
should
Jörg.
apply.
Yes. So then they are Satoshi School trainers, and they can do our courses. And every time, you know, to keep up with the new technologies and new informations. So we make online trainings with the trainer.
Great.
Or he does videos, for example, learning videos for them. We make update calls, something like this, yes.
Oh, that's amazing. So,
So
you are truly a global school, and a lot of businesses and government officials come to you as a resource.
That's right.
And seek your your certified trainers to be able to educate different stakeholders in society.
Yeah,
Right.
so we make it like a franchise. We train trainees inside. We go where the people are. We haven't got any offices where you can go. You catch up 20 people, you
Nice.
call us, and we come all over the world to you, train you on site, and building the trainee to trains. So this is how we're speeding the elite.
Absolutely. And when, as you just said, 20 years, and it's usually never understood in this way, I'd really like to clarify to our audience that Bitcoin has been something that has been evolving. We know people that have made their PhD thesis on blockchain technology 25, 30 years ago. And their PhD thesis were there, but the technology was there, the computing power of the internet wasn't there. And then it slowly grew, and there was a compound of a lot of ideas until someone came up just with a more refined formula that make every other piece work. But as you were very well saying, it's a construction. It is something that is taken, and that's why he's co-founder, because it's been a construction of a lot of people. And this is very important to say, that it just, if we're talking about the future and the present, also about the past and how this ever came to a reality. And now that we have it here, but it has a history longer than Satoshi Nakamoto. It's the guys that gave the whole ideas so that that paper could appear and the technology could be developed. So thank you very much for being on the show, and
for sure.
And please come
Nice
back.
to see you.
Please come back and tell us
Sure.
what's next, because we really appreciate the insight.
Yeah,
And
we
again-
let you know.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
That's what is
And
coming.
again, please subscribe to our channel, neweconomies.com on YouTube, so we'll be able to keep you up to date, and many others that will be on our platform. Thank you.